Today, we're unpacking a really timeless message, one about finding peace, especially when life just feels confusing and uncertain. So let's dive right in. I mean, we've all been there, right? That feeling of being totally surrounded by noise and chaos, just wishing for one clear, simple truth you can grab onto. It's such a human thing, that search for a signal in all the static. And that feeling, it's exactly what's at the heart of the text we're exploring today. This analysis really digs into a moment of profound confusion and this incredible promise that was made to just cut right through all of it. Okay, so to really get the promise, we first have to understand the problem. The whole scene is just soaked in anxiety and this deep, deep uncertainty. And the source of all this confusion, it's actually fascinating. You see, Jesus had been teaching using what the text calls piu, or parables. Now, these were amazing stories, packed with meaning, but they weren't always straightforward. For his followers, it must have felt like trying to solve a complex riddle when all they desperately needed was a plain answer. So just try to put yourself in their shoes for a second. They're confused by these indirect teachings. They're super anxious because they know Jesus is about to leave them, and they have absolutely no idea what's going to happen next. It's a total perfect storm of fear and uncertainty. And honestly, it's not so different from that feeling that can hit us when we face a sudden job loss or a tough diagnosis. And it's right here, at this absolute peak of confusion, that everything starts to shift. A promise is made, one that's going to change the very way truth is communicated. Yeah, you can really see the pivot right here. We're moving from the before, the parables, the indirect meaning, all that confusion, to the now, a promise of speaking plainly, of direct revelation, which leads to a whole new level of understanding. And listen, this wasn't just some small adjustment. This was a fundamental change in the entire relationship. And this is the promise itself. Can you just imagine the sheer relief of hearing those words? The era of riddles is over. From now on, the communication is going to be direct, open, and clear, especially when it comes to the most important thing of all, the nature of God the Father. Okay, so here's the really crucial point. This new clarity, it wasn't just about getting better information. No, it was way bigger than that. It totally changed how his followers could actually interact with the divine. And it was truly radical for the time. Think about it. Before, there was always this sense of distance, right? Like you needed an intermediary. But now, the message is basically, the line is open. The promise is one of direct, personal access to God. So you might be wondering, okay, so how does this new access work in practice? Well, the commentary breaks it down into this really simple 4-step model. It starts with you, with a need. Then you take that need directly to the Father. You ask in the name of Jesus, and the expectation to receive an answer that brings joy. See? It's a model built on intimacy and confidence, not on some stuffy, formal ritual. Now, this new clarity and direct access is a profound gift for sure. But, and this is a really important but, it is not a magic shield from the hardships of life. In fact, the text makes it super clear this promise is given specifically as a resource for the difficult reality that's about to unfold. And he doesn't sugarcoat it. He's very clear. Things are going to get tough. He predicts his followers will be scattered, they'll feel isolated, and they will face real trouble. And in our own lives, that scattering can feel so familiar, right? It could be a relationship ending, a career path just vanishing, or a community falling apart. So yeah, this isn't a promise of a trouble-free life. It's a promise of something else entirely. And this is where we really get to the heart of the message. The source material we're drawing from, it actually titles its analysis with this beautiful and profound Korean phrase that just perfectly captures the paradox we're talking about. 흩어짐 속에 주시는 평안. It translates to peace given amidst scattering. Just think about that for a second. The peace isn't a reward for getting through the scattering. It's not something that comes after the hardship. It's a gift given right there, smack in the middle of it. So how is that kind of peace even possible? Right? How can you actually feel peace when it feels like everything is falling apart? The text builds to one final climactic declaration that serves as the anchor for it all. You see, this peace isn't based on your circumstances improving, and it's not based on your own strength either. It's anchored in a victory that has already been won. This is one of the most powerful statements in the entire text. It's this direct acknowledgement of reality. In this world, you will have trouble. There's no sugarcoating it. But that reality is immediately followed by a command and this game-changing declaration. But take heart, I have overcome the world. And this right here, this is the ultimate takeaway. The fact of this victory reframes everything. It means that while your personal struggles, your scattering, while they are real and painful, they don't get the final word. They're happening against the backdrop of an ultimate, decisive victory. And that provides a foundation for a kind of peace that circumstances just can't touch. So, as we finish up, the question this ancient text leaves us with is a personal one. We all face times of scattering, of confusion, and hardship. The message here suggests that peace isn't found by escaping the storm, but by holding on to a promise right in the eye of it. So in your own scattering, in your own life, what does that look like?